All right, it's DMac SMaK for October 10th, 2025. We have a ton of stuff going on. Avs home opener to get to. It's a bitter way for the Phillies to lose and the Eagles. Yikes, which might be a little bit of a warning for the Broncos, actually. We have new motivation from the Nuggets and the sad passing of Sister Jean. In fact, we'll start with that just real quick. And she's 106 years old, and she passed away. She just retired like last week. And what a life. What a life. And so she retires, and a few days later, without the basketball program as part of her life, she passes away. And there's something poetic and beautiful about it. And she's just an inspirational person in the world of sports. So our condolences to her community, her family, and what a life well lived. That is awesome. So there you go, Sister Jean. We are brought to you by Journey Spice. Thank you, Journey Spice. We love you very much. We couldn't do anything without Journey Spice, and it's so easy just to hit this QR code, and off you go. You can save 10% by using the code GETSPICY. It's awesome. It's awesome. Well, we don't go anywhere without Journey Spice on our meals, and if you haven't experienced the joy of Journey Spice, do so today. Thank you, Andon and Rosa. Love you. More on Journey Spice in just a little bit as we get rolling. Okay, let's start with the Broncos and give you some news from what's going on. And that is they have wrapped up practice for the week. They actually did something a little bit different. They did not practice at Tottenham. They just practiced. They got these big, huge fields near the castle that they're staying in. They do not have police convoy, like a police sort of entourage. So instead of 30 minutes, as traffic has just increased in London during the course of the week, they were closer to an hour to practice, an hour back. And so they were just like, you know what, we'll just go outside. And so that's what we did. Malcolm Roach is listed as questionable, but it looks like he's getting better and better. And Jonah Ellis, he ain't gonna go. So he went over there. They were expecting him possibly to be able to go, but it has not been a good week for Jonah Ellis. Meanwhile, Sean Payton just a short time ago talked about their practice adjustments.
You guys remember the Friday schedule at home with the linemen and the recovery, and this obviously was easy to do logistically, and so after what you're getting there, that they do that for a living, but this field was remarkable, and so that just made the schedule work a little cleaner.
You do walk through at the stadium?
No, it's a field turf, so tomorrow's walkthrough will be here. Yeah.
How cool.
Okay, well, we're just getting our logistics together. The week, how's it gone?
It's been probably a half an hour to 45 minutes. The team meeting, the player meetings after, the dinner, which is all just transport. So the schedule has been on point. And when you're just up to your bedroom, back down to the meeting rooms, the coaches' meetings have gone a little later in the evening, but your food, your meeting room, your bedroom, it's the setup's fantastic.
It's been great for the Broncos so far this week, but we're always a little scared of our opponent, and perhaps we should give some pause about the Broncos' victory, seeing what the Giants did. But I hope you do remember that I said my hot take last week is if the Broncos could be +2 against the Eagles, they would blow them out. And a blowout in the NFL is like 17 points, 3 possessions. I did say that. I'm doing a little I told you so lap. Well, sure enough, last night, the Giants were +2. They won 34-17. Cam Scattebo, and we'll get to him in a little bit, had 3 rushing touchdowns, the first time since I think the Giants invented football. So that was my take, and the Broncos did not get any turnovers. There were no turnovers against the Eagles. That being said, are the Eagles not really that big of a deal of a win? Are they not really that good. I mean, that's why I predicted the Broncos to win. Here is Sean Payton giving us full warning about the Jets.
We've seen Fields and his explosiveness. He's involved in the run game. I think the runner's having one of his better seasons. The young receiver is explosive. The run game is going to be really important. And then offensively, that first half last week, eliminating some of the self-inflicted, the things that slow you down or keep you from, getting momentum. They do a really good job in the special teams phase. And the other thing is this, and I've known Aaron Glenn a long time. As a player, he was with us in Dallas, and then I hired him. Luckily, I was able to hire him as a coach. You see a team that's playing their tails off. So,
well, that's not what I see. I see a team that you beat them up a little bit and they give up, but, fine. Little coach speak there. Listen, there are some weapons that the Jets have. The spread's actually gone down from 7.5 to 6.5. But I got the Broncos winning 34-13. I think the Jets may put up some bogus points late, but I think it's going to be a blowout. Now, that being said, it's predicated on getting turnovers. If you can't finish in the plus category there, you're in trouble. But the Jets are brutal in that department, where the Eagles were pretty stingy. So is this Eagles win a little bit less because of the way they were handled by the Giants? Greg Penner spoke on the big win.
I think we've handled it really well. Sean's not going to shy away from setting high expectations. I think our team has really embraced that. And these are guys that want to be successful, and they're not afraid of setting those expectations and then doing the work that's required every week to get there and achieve our objectives.
In that regard, Greg, that Eagles win, did that rank maybe as other than maybe being the Chiefs at home and ending that streak, but where did that Eagles win rank, and is that kind of the trajectory you were hoping for this team, that when you talked to us at the end of last season, it's not to make the playoffs, it's to get there and do damage?
Yeah, I said to the team after the game in the locker room how proud we were of that win. I mean, it wasn't looking great there for a few quarters, and this team has shown a lot of resilience and was able to bounce back at the end of the game, and I think it just shows again the competitive nature of this team and willingness to keep fighting. And those are the games. If we want to achieve our objectives, we've got to win those.
Okay, well, I'm not trying to take anything away from that Eagles win. I thought the Broncos would win. I thought it would be close, which it was. I thought it could be a blowout if the Eagles turned the ball over, which they didn't, and they did last night. And Cam Scattebo was just, awesome. 19 for 98, and he had some penalties, or he would have had over 100. 3 touchdowns. Meanwhile, Jackson Dart, it was hysterical seeing Brian Dable freak out about having to actually play Russell Wilson when Dart went into the tent. He's screaming at the doctor about the concussion protocol. Doc, is he going or not? I got to figure out this timeout. Funny moment. And Scattebo afterwards, the spirit is alive with Cam Scattebo.
Mike, we're going to do one of those. The Mike linebacker.
Oh, yeah, let's go. Oh, yeah, let's go. Okay. Now get the room. Yeah, let's go.
I think we need the Scattebo chant.
Scattebo, Scattebo, Scattebo.
This is the team the Broncos have to play next week. And they get a huge win. They're on fire. They are going to be the hip, new, cool team. And it's got nothing to do with Russell Wilson. It's the Giants. And it's going to be a handful. It's reunion weekend for the 2015 Super Bowl champs. And this game is going to be awesome. And listen, man, it's an I told you so from I told you so mountain about Cam Scattebo. And it's because your boy here, I know I got my Buffs gear on. Let's go Buffs. But my older son went to Arizona State. You don't know anybody who's watched more Arizona State football than me. And I was telling everybody about this guy. It was on full display last year. You saw it in the Texas semifinal game. I mean, It was a missed opportunity by the Broncos. And yeah, I would have rather had Cam Scattebo than RJ Harvey. Why? Because most runs in the NFL aren't big, explosive 60-yard runs. They're mostly about it's going to get 3. No, now it's 5. Now it's 6. And there's a certain element and spirit to Cam Scattebo that I was screaming about last year. I would have made him a second-round pick. That's at the end. And I did say it a lot last year. So either you caught it or you didn't. And we'll have to face our draft mistake. I'm not against RJ Harvey, but it was a draft mistake by the Broncos. Cam Scattebo with J.K. Dobbins would, you know what? I'm going to calm down because you can't be perfect. But it's awesome watching Cam Scattebo, and I knew it would be awesome. So, there's that. Meanwhile, back to Sean Payton. He hosted a U17 Leicester Panthers football team. It's American football. And he was actually asked about that.
Coach, why do we call it football in America?
That's a great question. I know that's always been it really should be something different because what you play is football. I mean, if all we did was kick field goals and kick off, I'd have a stronger argument.
Classic question. Meanwhile, Sean's reminiscing, and he brought former teammates back from when he played for the Leicester Panthers. He brought them to practice. So they're giving out equipment. They're hosting the 17U team. They're bringing back old players. And he has this memory of the difference between Americans and British guys on the 4th of July.
On 4th of July, we hosted a little party, and we're used to more ice than you all are. And so we had, the beer in the ice tubs, but you had to go into, and, the British players would take a couple cans out and set it next to their chair. And I was floored by that, And then we were having a party about us winning the war. But it was the relationships.
All right, well, that's because a party celebrating the war in 1987. Okay, well, that's cool. Hey, 4th of July, man. Hell yeah. I love it. And finally, on Sean Payton, the big question that everybody wants to know in England.
Go ahead.
Coach, Tottenham or Arsenal?
With Tottenham, yeah, that's a tough question because we practiced at Arsenal, but yeah, Tottenham now, yeah.
Because you're playing there, you gotta.
Yeah, we're playing at their stadium. This will be my first time. We've been to Wembley twice, so.
Well, me personally, I'm a Arsenal guy. And why'd you put that up there? All right, moving on to other things. We have the Avs with a win, and a win is a beautiful thing. We'll take it. We also have a new saying for the Nuggets and moment of Zen, the heartbreak of Phillies fans. That's all still to come. Hang in there.
There's a world of flavor out there, and to find it, you have to take the journey. Journey Spice Company handcrafts the most premium spice and seasoning blends that have no sugar, no salt, are certified USDA organic, non-GMO, vegan-friendly, and always planet-friendly. You are going to love serving amazingly delicious creations while knowing you helped reduce single-use plastics. Make sure to search for Journey Spice Company on Amazon today.
Love you, Journey Spice. Save 10% using the code GETSPICY at Amazon.com. Journey Spice is the absolute best. Last night at Ball Arena. 2-1. Love it. Love it. Coming down the mountain. The Avs win 2-1. Ross Colton with the tic-tac-toe. Beautiful goal to get the first one in there.
Really nice play. I think it started in the D zone, and then Great pass by Ole over to Jack, and then thankfully he heard me. I was screaming for it pretty loud, and he's got eyes in the back of his head there, I guess. So unbelievable pass by him.
When Wedgie's playing like that, what does that do for your bench?
Just gives us a ton of confidence. I mean, we can play our game. I thought that second period was kind of unacceptable. They kind of took it to us there, and then we kind of dialed in the third. But it was they have a lot of skill over there. They kind of took it to us there, but Betsy came in, said some words, and we got good leadership in this room that kind of dialed us in for the third.
Was that goal?
That wasn't the greatest game in the world. Jared Bednar said so, and you'll hear that here in a second. But you won. You take it. Nathan McKinnon got his first goal, and Scott Wedgwood, it was fantastic. We'll get to the Wedgie stuff. Here's Bedsy on Wedgwood and some frustrations despite the win.
Do that, give your group not only a chance to win, but I'm sure a big confidence boost.
Yeah, we don't win without him tonight for sure. He's a veteran guy. He wants the net. Highly competitive guy. He looks really sharp. Looks like he did when we got him in the trade last year, and he started to run the table on games for us. Gave our team a big boost. I don't like leaning on our goalie like that. But it didn't look like we had a lot of jump tonight. I thought they had much more jump than we did for whatever reason. And some nights you have it, and some nights you don't. You got to find a way to grind through it. And on those nights, you need your goalie big time. And we got him tonight. So we feel confident with Wedge and Blackie. Wedge is the only guy available right now to the two, and if he continues to play like that, that's a good sign for us.
Yeah, good stuff. And Bednar also said, we're not paying one guy $10 million. We're taking a bunch of money and we're splitting it between the two dudes. And it is he calls, Blackwood Blackie, and he does not call Wedge Wedgie. He just calls him Wedge. However, the Wedgie chant is one of the funnier chants I've heard at Ball Arena, and Scott Wedgwood has heard it before.
It's awesome. I had it once in Team Canada back in World Juniors. They gave me a good roar, but this is the most consistent it's ever been. So, no, it's fun. I gave them a little hoorah there at the end when the start, a little interview and stuff. But, no, it boosts you up. It's obviously fun. They've taken to me, I've taken to them, and it's been a good fit here.
It's been great through the first two games, and we hope Mackenzie Blackwood gets back soon. But, hey, we don't have a lot of fears. Wedgwood and a Wedgie chant. It would be funny to hear Bednar actually say Wedgie instead of Wedge, but that did not happen. Saturday, tomorrow, we have the Dallas Stars, or the dreaded Dallas Stars, and Mikko Rantanen. So we're looking for revenge, be a tough test, and we have it all for you. Between the pipes with Raj and Spring, and, of course, the call. And how about Eric Johnson on with Connor McGahey? He was fantastic. So, yeah, man, pretty awesome. Things are rolling well for the Avs, and we get the Nuggets going here in just a second. Here is Cam Johnson from practice yesterday, trying to figure out how to get along with everybody.
I get questions all the time, figuring out what people are doing and why they're doing it, where people are looking and why they're looking there, and it's a process. The way we play, it's hard to guard. You saw that, we're getting great quality looks. The exciting thing to me is where I can continue to find more and more of those opportunities in the flow of what we do. And it's not fully there yet, I'm still trying to figure all that out. But just playing, we'll get there.
Yeah, they're just getting going, and we look forward to more Nuggets action. There is an addition to the practice facility, and David Adelman has put up this Latin quote. Now, my Latin, not good. Age quod agis. Close. It means do what you are doing. It encourages one to be completely absorbed in the present moment and to work with full focus. It's a counter to multitasking. Here is the coach explaining, putting up Latin phrases in the practice wall.
That is just something I've always lived by, something I've always loved. It just means do what you are doing. That means if you're, right now, if you're working in PD, then work on PD and be fully concentrated on what you're trying to do. If you're at home with your family, be with your family. And I think in today's world, we're all thinking about three different things at once, and that leads to a lot of subpar activity in life. So It's just something I told them about that I believe in, just to stay in the moment. It's a long season, and that quote means a lot. It's real simple, but nothing is these days, and simplicity usually wins out.
Yeah, basically, focus.
Snap out of it.
Appreciate it, Cher. I like it. And he's setting the tone for who he is and what he wants to do. So, hey, good for David Adelman. It's your team. You put up whatever phrases in Latin or Spanish or whatever. I don't care. If it makes you feel better, cool. It sets the tone as to who you are. Love it. Love it. Your moment of zen, it's a two-parter. First of all, baseball. And you gotta respect the troll. What a rough night for Philadelphia fans. So this is at the Eagles game, it's at the Eagles-Jets game in New York, and they posted the Dodgers beating the Phillies. So just a heads up, Phillies fans, Eagles fans, we want to let you know about your baseball team. World-class troll by the Giants PR squad there. So, and I'm going to get to the moment of zen because it's Philly fans melting down, which I absolutely love. That being said, Orion Kerkering, 24-year-old pitcher for the Phillies, bases loaded, 2 outs. Hey, listen, anything can really happen. Anything can really happen if you just get on to another extra inning. Ground ball comebacker, bobbles the ball. That's bad, but comebacker's okay. All the dude has to do is pick the ball up and throw it to first base. Way easier play than getting the force out at home. Takes the ball and throws it 9 feet over his catcher's head. And the runner for the Dodgers missed first base. He had to go back and touch first base. But that's how bad it was. The ball was so far past the catcher, there's nothing you could do. There's nobody backing anything up. All he had to do was pick up, throw to first base. Might have been a somewhat close play, but PFPs, baby. Pitchers fielding practice it all the time. And instead, he just tried this limp little throw from about 37 feet away to the catcher. I mean, it is heartbreaking. So I do feel bad. And during this interview, you can see Orion, actually, you can see the tears in his eyes as the brutal nature of letting your team down, your fan base, all this work that you've done to come down to this moment where you just failed so epically. I feel bad for the young man.
Just kind of, once the pressure got to me, I just thought it was a faster throw to JT, a little quicker throw than trying to cross body at the Bryce. So just a horse shit throw.
Yeah. Did you hear them telling you to go to first at all, or were you just in the moment? It wasn't even
just in the moment.
Yeah.
Can you see JT pointing in that moment, or is it just kind of looking up?
Just kind of looking up, just be ready to go.
I mean, a lot of guys that remember you, Nick, was one of the first ones there. Just what do the guys say to you in that moment?
Just keep your head up. It's a honest mistake. It's baseball. Shit happens, and just keep your head up. You'll be good for a long time to come. It's not my fault. Just had opportunities to score. Just keep your head up.
I really feel bad for the young man, and good for him for having the courage to face the media after that. And I could see the tears in his eyes and, hey, keep your head up and all that, and it'll be better. But not really. I mean, you have to live with that now. I mean, that's a live with the rest of your life moment. And I don't wish that upon anybody. Okay. Okay. With all that being said, time for our moment of zen. And I do feel bad for the young man and him as a person. Let's talk about Philadelphia fans who are just, in general, miserable. And what a banger of a night you had last night with your Eagles now totally falling apart and your Phillies being eliminated on the same night. How did they handle it?
Oh my God, get there. No!
Why did you do that? Throw it to first, you idiot. Oh my God, what a fucking idiot. Oh my.
There's that reaction. There's this reaction.
All right, that's enough. I got you. You got your clip.
And finally, there's this reaction.
Throw it! Oh my God! You had him at first!
I hope everybody has a wonderful day.